Welcome, and thank you for joining us today on Medical Monday. Our current topic is one which many of you will be all too familiar with. But with the warming summer months ahead, families need to be informed of one vicious virus, polio. This newly discovered disease yields crippling effects, including, but not limited to, complete paralysis of the chest and lungs at its deadliest stage.
This paralysis of the chest and lungs often results in the death of the patient and has previously been the stage with the highest mortality rate. Unfortunately, hospitals have struggled in aiding the massive influx of infected and dying Americans due to the sheer number of patients.
As the virus invades the central nervous system through the bloodstream, the body's muscles become lackluster and ability to move becomes compromised. This causes complications in swallowing, circulation, respiration, limbs, and extremities. Mostly developed in young children, with some cases in adults or elderly, polio's side effects can remain for the rest of the patient's life. However, we are here to talk to you about the invention of a newfangled, mind-boggling apparatus nicknamed the iron lung, which has inspired scientists and working-class families alike.
In 1926, the Consolidated Gas Company in New York used its liability insurance fund to establish a resuscitation committee with the intent to improve safety standards for company workers. Philip Drinker's brother was on this committee, and his brother is the one who convinced the company to send Philip and Louis a grant to fund their research.
As a result, they were able to complete their research and test the first version of the iron lung on a cat. The cat experiments were successful. They were given another grant and extended the use of the lung to humans.
On October 12, 1928, at Boston's Children's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, an 8-year-old girl was nearly dead due to the paralysis in her lungs.
A victim of late-stage poliomyelitis had little to no hope remaining. What saved her in the end, though, was the iron lung. She was placed in this metal device, and within minutes, she began breathing, albeit artificially. Her dramatic recovery helped popularize the iron lung, and soon hospitals all over the nation had lungs of their own to help combat the debilitating effects of the virus.
An article was recently published titled The Use of a New Apparatus for the Prolonged Administration of Artificial Respiration 1, a Fatal Case of Poliomyelitis, by the inventors of the lung themselves, Philip Drinker and Louis Agassiz Shaw, detailing the results of their invention and its experimentation on an infected young girl.
Invented in 1927, the iron lung allows for polio patients to breathe by placing them in the central chamber of a cylindrical steel drum, with a door allowing the head and neck to remain free. The container itself is sealed and completely airtight, enclosing the body completely.
In the chamber, pumps control airflow and pressure. As the pressure changes, the lungs of the victim inflate or deflate and the person breathes. This negative pressure system is ingenious.
That it is. This lung model was nicknamed the Drinker respirator after the man who invented it and his co-worker.
In the beginning, respiratory devices rarely worked. They were too forceful and damaged organs, and many of them required constant work because the machine needed someone constantly working it.
The Drinker respirator, however, outlined the basic objectives of respirator design. It had a long and steady function, easy adaptability. The Drinker could hold a small child while also being able to hold a 6-foot, 225-pound man. Respiration rate and depth regulation, and finally provided proper artificial respiration without harming the patient.
That sounds wonderful. Though the virus seems to be out of our control, you too are able to prevent the spread of polio in your own life. Sanitation yields promising results as the virus is orally contracted.
Mothers, make sure to maintain a clean home for your family's safety, as our only known hope lies in the sanitation of our communities. If possible, stay away from large crowds, which could carry infection until further notice. And remember to tune in again next Monday morning. This is Marika and Sabrina, bringing the latest news to your life.
See you next time on Medical Monday.